Don't mute my mic, son. Don't mute my mic, son. Let's get that Wi-Fi together. You ready? Hold on. What? You know what I'm saying? What? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, I gotta make sure you hear all my sound bites. What's good, y'all? What is going on? How are you? Hope you're all doing well. Six Paths Dice here, Mr. Lane. If you need me, welcome to Six Paths TV. I'm just a man who gave himself a bunch of jobs, and one of my jobs is helping you improve your relationships to people, places, and things. And I'm gonna support you in your spiritual walk, because you can't make good long-term decisions without good faith. And everything is a spiritual journey. And ultimately, amongst other things, along with taking that weakness out your heart, we listen. I'm on a mission this year to eradicate all beach ash niche. We're in the first minute of my stream. I'm not gonna be getting too spicy yet, but I'm coming. I'm coming. You see this right here? See my hand? I'm coming to take all the weakness, all the malice out your heart. We'll redirect the energy. You niggas need redirection. I've come to understand that. One of the things about leadership is understanding what the bitch need. Subscribe to the channel, Six Packs TV. So, I recorded a very good episode yesterday. I'll still upload it, but I'm going to go ahead and touch on a few subjects. And it's about the plantation, all right? So shout out to the Angry Man, shout out to Crimson Cure, shout out to, I know you thinking, hold on, what?
Who are these niggas? I cried when I went. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need to stay away from these niggas.
The plantation. The plantation, and we're going to flesh this out. So the way I broke it down yesterday was basically in so many words. What it is black people or any kind of conglomerate or group wanting black folks to go back to a consciousness where they can be told what to think. And we expounded upon it takes strength, it takes time, it takes dedication to become the kind of person who can form their own thoughts and opinions. Okay? Because everything takes energy. The more you value time, the more you start working, feeling like, you know what? That's not a good use of my time. Therefore, not a good use of my energy. But anywho, so we're going to touch on that, and we're going to touch on the content I see out there where we got a lot of, it's an all-out effort right now for brothers to try to call other brothers back to the plantation. Because what you see is a lot of content creators out there. What they want to do is put black men in a mindset where they're criticizing themselves and critiquing and focusing on things that, how can I say? I'm sorry. It's like making someone chase their tail. Basically, what happens with black men is that no matter what they do, the easiest way I can explain it is that no matter what you do, black people will always find a way to, especially if you're a black man, to bring you down to Negro, you ain't ish. Negro, you ain't nobody. Oh, you think because you got your own sneaker line that you Negro, you ain't. You know what I mean? You think because you're the president of the United States supposed to respect you? Michelle Obama, Barack Obama became the president, the only president. Whether she didn't have nice things to say about that man, what she could do is just not say anything at all about her marriage if she doesn't like the marriage. Instead, every time this woman goes viral, she has figured out, oh shit, I go viral every time I issue my marriage. And a part of that shit is culture. That's our culture. Right? And in so many different ways, man, like, yo, it's crazy how you can see, cause I've heard a lot of content creators point this out, how, like, for the most part, black women have always wanted what white men have. And it's like, as soon as we wasn't slaves no more, in their mind, they really feel like, all right, well, now I'm your new master. And a lot of black men don't realize your whole existence, how you think, how you feel, like to the point where You're not even allowed to have your own political beliefs. Because a part of black culture is each person cannot be an individual. You can't have your own thoughts and opinions about things. People really walk around feeling like, no, you have to believe what I believe in. You have to think what I think. If not, we're going to ostracize you. Oh, so we're going to go ahead and go at Pusha T. People are writing in my comment section that Kanye is not loyal. Listen, if you are arguing in favor of Pusha T, and I'm going to cook him too because he's a part of the plantation, because you have Negroes who are there to sabotage other Negroes to keep them from getting anywhere. I keep trying to tell y'all, you can never flourish. I don't care if you got to leave the mother of your children. You cannot flourish being around someone who tells you you ain't shit. You cannot take the advice from someone who's supposed to love you and at the same time tell you ain't shit. Now, I know you're ready for me to start the show. I had to make sure that I go ahead and get things off my chest. You feel me? What's going on with me? We're going to keep breaking down the consequences of female leadership and how we arrive where we are today in terms of how men think and how women think and where you are on the scale of delusion. The scale of delusion. Yeah, I just made that up. I just did that. I did that. Maybe we did it together. Yeah, I like that. Together. Six Paths TV, baby. Six Paths Hamburgers, Six Paths TV, Six Paths Dynasty, Six Paths Universe. All right, let's get it. Okay, let's get it. What's up?
You've had your shirt.
We're good to go. Because I always respected your hairline on television.
My bad. I gotta tell you, clap it up. All right, man. That's on me, man. So we're gonna go ahead and get to a song. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yo, man, girlfriend, shit, I got it going on. Step back like you got some hot shit going on. I wrote his commandments and I put them in a song. My own man, never blame my problems on wifey. I'm my own man, never blame my problems on whitey. My zone got me feeling like beans on nothing like it. I ain't talking like this for you niggas to fucking like it. And more on my dreams, and I like that, man. Yeah, I know it's been a while. I've been working on my shit. Black Wall Street back, Black Wall Street back. I mean, shout out to my homies that will listen to me rap. It's shout out to Mitchell, a Nigerian saint. I turn heroes to mirrors, I'm going hard in the paint. Got the guys with us, show me love, give me that, yo. Shout out to my hunger that I shouldn't be fucking. All sex ain't good. I got spiritual buddy. She go, who she wally wally, who she bang bang. Always wanna be my cutty buddy, girl. We gang gang. Phone with the top down, switch your phone name, get your money in the thing. Still trying to maintain. Young nigga, stop wasting your time. I ain't trying to be your daddy, but respect my mind. I said, I think that money is a guy. Got a G-O-D. That's why my devil's on the dial. You got a J-O-B. What's up? Got a J-O, what's up? Alright, let's go here for a second. Nah, let's go ahead. Pipe down, how your punk ass down? No, I was involved, but so you don't know me now. Now I'm never gonna be the fucking guy from which you I forget that fact. And that's when I'm on with you, yo. Tell your baby mama that I want that option. Niggas is popping, what the fuck is your problem? I'm kung fu chopping through a Rosa Acosta. Proceed with caution, I'm about to rock the Costa. People take L's every day, B. And need a man up and stop being lazy. I wonder just how long it would take me to come back styling on you with HD. The boy I was, finally grew up. I grew up, I screw up, that's why I'm fucking you up. Caffeine and THC. Mind your business, let me smoke my trees. I can't calm down. I can't calm it down when I come around. I can't calm. I had to go. I still love you. I hope you know. Hey, say the truth. We never meant to be. Sorry, I had to be. Sorry, I had to leave. Manpower come from not giving a fuck. Oh, if I represent him, my baby knuck if you buck. Divine feminine touch, divine master lust, being my master friend. I ain't doing too much. What you mean I ain't built shit? I built this whole country, leaving notes in my mirror saying, why don't you love me? Fucking 50-50 should have known you was bucket. Good men aren't kin, so let me know if you fucking. Let's get it. I don't know you don't know me. Say who love you. Ooh. There's no we, my nigga, there's no us. Let's get it. I don't know you don't know me. Say who loves you. Ooh. I don't care what you say, my nigga, that's not love. And y'all talk with fit, and I'm fair with the truth. I said zoom, give us some warm again. Woo, woo. Feeling wiggly as a crackhead tooth. I said, girl, don't touch others, just let me produce. In the space you take up, the lies you make up. Young with you when you wake up, we fucking with no makeup. I do this in remembrance, and I remember when, yeah. This is when I lost my innocence, 32 years to find this path. But my son, I cut the time in half. So at 16, we'll smoke our first blunt together. It's a 6 pass. Your baby daddy can never. I say, how about to the people, bitch, I'm about to do maintenance. Used to want to be your nigga, used to want to be famous. If the kid that ain't kidding, no licks that keep licking, you ain't clumsy like Fergie, my nigga, so stop tripping the moment that we're giving the moment to stop. Fucking seem like a good time to rhyme something with bitches. More fact than fiction, she wanna borrow some friction. You don't know me no more, and don't you fucking forget it, look at it. I don't know you don't know me. There's no we, my nigga, there's no us, let's get it. I don't know you don't know me. Say who loves you. I don't care what you say, my nigga, that's not love. I said, I hate you so much right now. I know you shine like a diamond, cause there's diamonds in your mouth. And you shine like a diamond, cause I put diamonds in your mouth. And I can even hear the beauty in you cussing me out. I used to want your life, but I don't need your life. I never met my wife, but yo, I love my wife. And yo, I used to want a life that was better than yours. Now I'm eating good, fucking good, ready for war. Man, these kids be warring for nothing important. I got bitches in Warren, all the way out of Orange. I made a kingdom in my heart, so now my aura is orange. Bros are pouring. I mean, Voltron forming. I say power to the people, bitch. I'm about to do maintenance. Used to want to be your nigga. Used to want to be famous. I used to want a life that was better than yours. I'm eating good, fucking good, ready for war. Shame. Hey. Shame. Alright, man. Let's close this shit out, man, real quick. One quick shout out to the time I was broken in the bitch, being broke, making sick, got a kill for this shit. Fresh crawfish in my chops, bitch, want you to know. Go back and forth with these hoes, niggas is covered in gold. I've been covered in gold. You cannot fuck with the bro, niggas is covered in. I don't fucking Molly no more neither. I'm at the block party with the glow like Easter. I think I was fucking with you out of convenience. These days I'm calling my son the black jeans. I mean when I was younger, know me now that I'm older. Being on my own, what made me an owner. Still getting money when the weather's colder. Shit, I'm not old, got this bitch coming over. What good is an arm? You don't use your soldiers. Press the hands for hips, that's why men got shoulders. Poor when it comes to talking like a rich nigga. Scared to be yourself, that's why you a bitch nigga. Don't worry about the girl you seeing in my DM. What you worry about if I see you in the PM? Might be the reason that I ain't so stressed. I used to be a pleaser. I'm the one to impress. Instead, dedicated, I raise mine. I won't quit. Shout out to the time I was with the bitch being broke, making sick, gotta kill for this shit. Fresh crawfish in my chops, bitch, want you to know. Go back and forth with these old niggas just covered in gold. I've been covered in gold. Caffeine and THC at the Black Sea with the CBD. Had boss for years like Chi. You get a Kanye beat before you get by me. Yo, it's about brotherhood. Roll to your brotherhood. Call check on you. I make sure your mother good. Long term, cause we come from long term. Thinking on treat no bitch like she the queen of England. Tax like King George, but I'm lucky. Got out to the years now. I'm no longer waiting, bringing brokers in the east. And I'm strong as the ox. I'll pray. Give food to the ops. Don't die your block. Buy back the block. The large picture. Drop the top, I had to get away. Don't stand the fuck up and man the fuck up. Romantic tough love. Make my exit tell no one love. Can't put it in words. I sound like young thug. Toxic love will make it miss me a bunch. I master art and not doing too much. I should fuck a Trader Joe's and be fucking it up. With my do-rag long, nigga, enough is enough. Black excellence, opulence, decadence. Smoking on a luxury strain. Shit is elegant. Dedicated, outrage mine, I won't quit. Shout out to the time I was broke in the bitch, bit of broke. Get the shit. Get up. Get up. Fresh crawfish in my chops.
I want
niggas still covered in gold, you been covered in gold. You cannot fuck with the bro. Niggas is covered in where?
I accuse you of camping. You was watching
table, nigga.
You was
You was waiting, nigga. What?
Who are these niggas? I cried right now. You know what I mean?
It's time to get down to business, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and address this brother right here. Um, I don't know. Like I said before, everything about his face. I just don't trust him. He just makes me uneasy, man. I don't know if it's the hairline. Like, I don't know. First of all, first thing first, in the six patch universe, in my rule book, all ninjas with dreads be wildin'. Just hey, hear me out. Listen, hear me out. Just really think about it. Take time. Take time. I'll play sound effects. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it.
Fat, bro. I pick my stomach up. I put my stomach on bitches' back when I'm in the doggy. Like, you raggedy bitch.
You still thinking about it? Hold on, man. Hold on.
I don't even understand how the fuck my
You know, people with dreads be wildin'. All right, they just don't play by the rules. Yo, listen, if you ever gotta hire people for your business, or I'm sorry, bro, you can't hire niggas with dreadlocks. Listen, my mom had dreads for the last umpteenth years, or X amount of years, not umpteenth. Sorry, I take umbrage. And yo, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. Sometimes moms be bugging out. That's why I'm a Buddhist today. You know what I mean? But hey, it worked out for me. I told y'all, everything is a spiritual journey. But another six paths law is you will always, as a man, if you watch this, if you're a guy, watch me right now. Listen, hear me out. You will always fail building what you want or what you have off the back of a woman or getting it off the back of a woman. And you will also always fail when you have, excuse me, when you have ill intentions. And people like this have ill intentions. So I said yesterday that for one, this nigga's a hustler, okay? But I wanted to play a clip that he went viral for. And in this clip, what he's basically saying is that a vast majority of men cannot handle rejection, you know what I'm saying? And we cannot be mad at women for basically we can't be mad at women for treating men like animals and making men feel as though they're subhuman. Because again, a lot of men don't really realize that, like, yo, like, women are, like, mad mean to you. Especially if you're not a handsome nigga like me. If you're not a handsome nigga like me, like, it was like I got older and men had to point out, no, that's not life. That's not what other men experience. I don't get hugs at work. People do not pull me in for a woman. Hold on, man. These niggas out here ain't getting no woman embrace, man. They're not getting no.
wanted to wrap you in my warm embrace. And I make it last forever, babe. I get a glimpse of heaven when you let me wrap you in my warm embrace. Stop
Playing with me. Stop playing with me. A lot of niggas ain't getting that woman embrace, man. But the point he's getting to is basically he makes a point about, which really just proves how racist black folks are. We mad racist, son. Oh shit, I'm making rice. I gotta get up in a second. But he makes a point about, I know with our history, white people can be a danger to me and this and that. So I don't have time to figure out who's a good white guy and a bad white guy. I'm just going to assume they're all bad. And what it really is too is that I have two things. For one, this content is not made for the consumption of black men. Like, black men are not really supposed to watch this. That's why it feels weird to watch said content. I'm gonna put this shit up. Oh no, I got rid of my holder. That's why I know it feels weird, because again, it's really for, listen, whether women are going to tell you this or not, they have a fetish for being around a man that's going to tell them what they want to hear. That's one of the reasons why they enjoy being around gay men, because they get the benefit of, you know, having a man, you know, protection, you know what I'm saying, some of his logic, right? But also she gets a lot of his support. Oh no, that's a terrible place to put it at. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get my situation with my instant. I got an instant over here. Got an incense situation. Okay, I just want to make sure that when I got up, I was gonna burn my thigh on the incense. Can you believe that? All right, my bad, y'all. All right, the rice is safe, I guess. Let's go ahead and shout to the dumper and shout out to the Gretchen X podcast. This is the dude. I think his name is Deontay Kyle. I'm sorry for not having more facts.
Be accountable for the bad.
You may not harass women. You may know how to take rejection. The majority of men that most women deal with do not.
Yeah. As a guy who lived a very social life and who was really outside, I strongly disagree with the majority. But let's keep going.
And you are accountable for that as well. Because I don't got time to figure out which white people are nice, which white people aren't racist, or da-da-da-da-da. I have to go on the actions of the group.
Right.
The group as a whole and the history of that group as a whole tells me that they are a danger to me and they are not to be trusted.
Right.
And if you can understand that as a black man and your stance towards white people, then you should absolutely be able to understand women's stance towards you. Mm-hmm. It's not a war on you.
You know what? That's pretty much all we really needed. That's all we kind of need to hear, right? So, what he's saying again, conflation. So, I'll also, matter of fact, hold on, y'all. Fix this shit a little bit. So, I also been thinking about this too, about how black people, yo, we love we love the conflate some shit. So, as far as black men, so these are all psychological attacks to basically get you to shut the fuck up. That's basically what he's doing. Like words like misogynist, sexist. These are all words to policemen and kind of stop and put these strict limiters on men's masculinity and also just the expression in general. And a lot of men all right, because we gotta think about, where do men get to thinking that thinking this way is righteous and it's a good thing? Because you got to realize that when you go beyond treating others fairly, at some point, I don't want to say you're being done a disservice, but basically one person has an advantage over the other person. Also, he says this shit with the assumption that when women do things, they're going to do it for a righteous reason, or if they have an advantage, or if you're in a situation where you're going to hear them out, that's assuming that she won't take advantage. Shout out to CGA. He made a really good point about how when women have an advantage, they will never give up the advantage, i.e. the prenup. A lot of women are offended or will try to avoid giving up a prenup because they don't want to give up a car. But listen, that's one of the rules of success. One of the reasons why most of y'all are not successful is because you are not willing to do what needs to be done, and you're not able to assess what's best for you. Or even decide what should my next move be? What's my next move? And that's why I want you to develop your faith. Most of you don't have faith. You think faith is just meditation? No, you need to get with an actual organized religion, with a community for support and accountability, so you can develop that part of yourself. Because if you develop your faith, then you develop your sense of right from wrong. And the more conscious you are of right from wrong, the easier it is for you to make changes in your life. It's way easier for a good person to make a permanent change in their life or a gradual change in their life than it is for someone starting from rock bottom, than it is from someone coming out of jail. Or I'm saying, because you got to think about, what were you doing to wind up in jail? People who wind up in those situations, for the most part, a lot of people, especially when we start getting to the lower percent of society, a lot of people have a very low ceiling, and it's mostly the mind. A lot of what you want to accomplish in life has to do with the mind. When I was younger, I wish I would have had the balls to say, no, I'm going to have an amazing body. And go look in the Men's Health magazine and say, I want to look like this. I'm going to look like this. I remember my young men's leader, Kenichi. I always was so impressed by how he did this. I remember him showing me a picture of Ryan, like that famous picture of Ryan Gosling with his shirt off, you know what I mean, with like some jeans outside, and it used to be a meme, right? I remember him saying, like, he took out now he's not from, he's from Japan, and so he took out a picture, but he showed me a picture on his phone saying, that's how I want to look. And I remember, like, yo, after that, yo, he really worked his ass off, yo, and he really like got in real good shape and put on like a good amount of weight for a while. You know what I'm saying, it was quite impressive. Now he had assistants, but he still did the work though. But I was so impressed to see that shit. But anyway, going back to the point he made and going back to why it's like people like this. Well, I'm not gonna use words like dangerous, but again, it's like this kind of shit. It's gonna get to a point where only women can watch content creators like this. And listen, it's a business. I mean that, and that's probably the best thing for this podcast. That's probably what he wants. That's said before. When you this is the because all right, when you make content, right? When you can start understanding how important it is that when you're making content that you make it in a way that sounds as though you're speaking to the person that's listening. When you think about who you're talking to, and this is a powerful thing. Like I said before, this is not. It sounds as though he's talking to black men and talking to men in general, but he's not. He's making content to where if a black woman comes across this, she's going to agree with that point, right? Because again, black people in general love to kind of embrace stereotypes about black men. It took me a long time to realize, like, yo, you stereotype other black men. You got to think about the data in your life. You've been in the hood a long time, and you have not been attacked a bunch of times. You have not been beat up a bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got into a few little things when I was like 12. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, I've lived other places, but I mean, I was in those same areas walking around. You know what I mean? Walking around. What else? Like, but in general, I had to say, yo, I haven't even been in a confrontation outside since I was a little kid. So obviously, this means that black men are peaceful. Cause I'm in the hood. I'm somewhere where it can go down, right? You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying it's impossible, but like, yo, but obviously, black men for the most part are peaceful. For the most part, they feel like, yo, if you're not bothering me, I'm not gonna bother you. Now, when them boys is outside, it's something different. But that's what that means. So a lot of us, you know, so another thing that goes on with black men is that black men it's very easy to manipulate black men. And I was having this conversation too about one of the reasons about why leftist and democratic thinking, all that type of shit is bad for black, because black men are always susceptible to being swayed. All right. Because you got to realize the more progressive a man is, the more, because progressive means to constantly being open to change, which I'm not saying change is bad, right? But the thing is about who you are as a man, you have to write that out in your mind. Who you are is a compilation of your experiences, your wants, your desires, revelations. You know what I'm saying? The things you survive, all these different things, right? That's who you are, but it's important to put words to it. It's crazy. I've had conversations where other black men will kind of make fun of me for pointing out all these things that men have put into this world. And it wouldn't be here if there wasn't no men, or if men stopped going to work, this shit wouldn't stop. Because the point is to let you know you can do anything. But it's going to start here. It's going to start here. What people can accomplish and what they can understand is it all starts here. But we'll also point out this fact in terms of a behavior with oh, you know what? I'm not using my soundboard enough. Hold on. What?
Fat, bro. I pick my stomach up. I put my stomach on bitches' back when I'm in the doggy like, you raggedy bitch.
Wake up, bro. Not playing.
Drunk men is more intelligent than 3 women with PhDs.
Thank you so much.
That's it.
Thank you so much.
Fight! Who wanna fight? Who wanna fight?
Wake up, nigga. But another thing that what he's doing, right? Again, conflation, but also choosing to have like a tunnel vision, or choosing to ignore certain facts for the sake of making an argument. Okay, because these are the kind of things that women will say, and also as men, always watch out for that. We'll always watch out when look. Be careful for one. You need to know what these talking points are, and you need to always pay attention when you hear them words come out of a man's mouth. Pause. And one of the reasons why someone like this will think this is okay, for one, you're gonna find out, yo, he's a street dude. Listen, it's what it is, right? I'm not, and I ain't mad at that. But with him being a street dude, we also understand that this dude done probably been in all kinds of situations and whatnot. And being a street dude is not about doing everything the right way. It's about you being able to identify what's best for you in that moment. You know what I'm saying? So I'm assuming it's gotta be some cutthroat activity, right? I'm assuming that sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, right? But it's not about being a good guy. So someone who's a hustler like that has no problem getting in front of that camera, right? And trying to convince you of some shit. You understand?
We kicking it heavy. It start getting to a point where it's like it's getting a little serious. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And my partner like, yeah, bro. He was like, man, that was fine. Like, man, you might want to put a baby in her. I'm like, what?
What kind of advice is that, my nigga? Put a baby in that. Yeah, keep that. Keep that around. Cause she fine.
Cause she fine.
That's crazy.
And I ain't even gonna say Shorty was. Our disconnect is we just from two different worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Like she grew up a lot more privileged than me. I'm selling drugs at the time. I'm robbing niggas, all type of shit. We
Okay, I don't know why I just said that, but anyway, so bro, they have no honor, no rules, none of that shit. You know what I mean? And hey, listen, I'm not saying, listen, if you made a conscious effort to change and be somebody different, that's something totally different. But that only can happen through a spiritual. That you gotta go through a spiritual experience or a spiritual change first, or a spiritual journey in order for that to happen. You know what I mean? And I guess I bring it up because this person is hustling. Even how he's delivering a message, bro. That's not how niggas talk, bro. You see how he hitting the cameras and shit, the faces he making and whatnot. Not only that, you have to also be able to pick up on when someone's telling a real story that actually happened. Again, another talking point that's based off of the myriad of reasons why women wind up having a baby with a guy that they should have a kid with. And what's wild is, and I'll take it a step further, all right, with the manipulation, because again, the plantation, another part of the plantation is black men being more willing and seeing no issue with someone telling them how to think. Like we even seen it like with the situation with the election, and I'm like, bro, it's not America. First and foremost, there's never been a time where the women told the men what decisions that they should make. And there's so many different reasons why America as a society is falling. But the most important thing, one of the main things is, and people talking about it, right? I've heard Jordan Peterson talk about it. I heard CGA talk about it, and it's like, where's the incentive for men to be great if his female counterpart is who is mid? all right, who is mid in looks, is honestly looking for the top. And it's so repetitive to keep saying top percent man, but a top 10% man. You know what I'm saying? Not only that. Hold on, man. I had another clip I wanted to show. Anywho. So one more thing I'm also going to say about the points this guy is making and what he's doing. He's also operating under the guise of believing all of the narratives that black women want you to believe about them that keeps them from improving. Shout out to Angry Man. He's made that point a lot about the reason why black women can't improve, because in so many words, people can't improve if you don't put the focus on them when it's time to critique. Black men have a hard time, you know what I mean, having a straightforward critique about black women and saying black women do this. When black women talk about black men, if they mention other men, it's to make the point about that's why this man over here is better than you, and I respect him more than I respect you. It's not the notes. They're not bringing them up to say, hey, sometimes Brad get laid off too. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes Brad have a hard couple of years. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. If anything, she wants you to think that no. It's just you who can't get it together. Brad is perfect. Okay? Brad is killing it. Don't get me wrong. White men have had just way more fucking advantages. I'm like, yo, black men. First of all, we should get respect for the fact that throughout all that adversity, we started off as property, and now we own more property than ever. Now we own more equity than ever. Now we own more businesses than ever. These are the richest black people that ever walked the land. Just even in terms of income, either we had the equivalent of what income was at that time. Okay, but again, you can't really elevate if someone's trying to get you to focus on a flaw you don't actually have. If someone's spending too much, and this is the downfall of having a manipulative nature. All right, what you put your time into has a huge impact on who you become. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, fuck your homegirl last night. Didn't pull out, homie. What's up, homie? Bitch, look at me.
I gotta figure out when to play that one. Okay, there's a lot of curse words in that one. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make sure that y'all, you know what I mean? Hold on.
Who wanna fight? Who wanna fight? Who wanna fight?
I gotta play one of my sound bites. I get the cooking sometimes like, damn, I'm not using no sound bites, man. So I gotta make sure I had that. Oh, you know what? It's open at home. We good. We lit, Sean. We lit. Anywho, so we're gonna take a break soon, man. But so anyway, so one thing that kind of bothered me also too is that going back to the whole insensitive, and now let's steer it back to black men in particular, right? And I've been thinking about this. So CGA always plays these clips of black men with really fat women and fat non-black women and stuff like that, and he always says, "We'll never be able to beat these allegations." And I had to realize, you know what? He's right. Not that I didn't think he was right, but I mean, I'm like, damn, you know what? I'm not considering that bottom 50% as much when I make certain statements. I'm thinking about myself and where I want to be at. And I always say, I got love for Big Shirley. Listen, I still knock a BBW down. They just mean. Yo, listen, fat chicks is mean these days, bro. They can't, you know what I mean? Because again, women with the church of the baddie also practices beauty communism, where under the church of the baddie and beauty communism or bad bitch communism, for the most part, it's like under y'all logic, y'all can all assume the identity of a baddie. Again, a baddie does not mean beautiful woman. It just means that they are a member of the church of the bad bitch. And who runs the church of the bad bitch? The sex workers. Who has the biggest social media presence? The sex workers. Who has more influence than ever on women? Hoes. Women who are seen as promiscuous. Women who have sex tapes. Kim Kardashian has influenced and led a whole generation of women. You know what I mean? And like, yo, and the next thing we're gonna be getting into is, yo, the snow bunnies are going to multiply. That's about to be a big problem in a little bit. Because you got to realize that not all beautiful women from the white race and Hispanic race and not, yo, they be having, there's always leftover women. They can't get all, there's never enough men to go around for even all the attractive women in their group. All right? It's just bound to happen because, again, people are able to go on the same internet that you're using and see black people and experience black people, right? To the point where, like, yo, I'm in the supermarket the other day, and I'm over in the self-checkout lane. I was getting ready to bump into this kid. I think I said, excuse me. I forgot what I said. It was a white kid. And he said, oh, nah, you good? I was like, well, all right. Okay. Well, we are officially, we are one. Okay, we are all kind of officially using some of the same slang. If an older person in their 60s is online quite a bit, or maybe they follow certain podcasts, whatever it is, they're gonna learn that lingo and that slang and naturally use it in conversation. Like, you know, so slang and words we use are no longer even generational as much no more. It's certain things you're going to say if you're an older person, but for the most part, we all, for one, it's like we all say the same shit now. Like the example I give you is my boy Al was like, yo, his son was like, oh, Dad, we're cooked. And he said he was surprised and taken aback because he was like, yo, when I was a kid, I wasn't using the same slang that my parents was using. I think that's never socially, that's never happened. There's always been a big like generational gap. But anywho, all right, what else we got here? 1 second, y'all. Oh, so I came across this video right here, right? And you got to realize that, like, damn.
Son, father. I feel like if I get married, my husband is supposed to be like the head of the house. That's supposed to be, the leader or whatever.
So in this video, right, they're asking young women basically who do you put first, your father, your child, and your husband, right? And to a certain degree, I kind of understand. Well, you know what? Actually, no. These are all actual adults. And this really shows how much, especially like with the black girls. And this is a conversation that, well, Kevin Samuels stole from Angry Man, but he had a show on basically how mothers sabotage their daughters in terms of relationships, meaning that they will not teach them how to get a better guy than the one that they got. They will not show them. They will not talk to them about it. They will not do nothing. I mean, the most they'll do is tell them to get a white man. Like people who are not American, that's pretty much that is the advice that they're giving. If you get a white man, it should all work out. If you Jamaican or some shit like that, listen, that's pretty much what you have heard. You know what I mean? And they'll try it. But for the most part, white men are more likely to make you a baby mother. Because non-black men don't really take black women like that serious. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, the internet is really like destroying, I don't say people's grasp on reality, but it's like people are so confused. At times I be having to realize that when I hear certain things on my favorite content creator show, I'm like, he's not talking about me. And that doesn't really necessarily apply to me. Like when I hear like the 50-50 conversation, I more so get triggered because it's like, this is going to keep y'all single. Stop talking about this. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not really a practical conversation. It's just pretty much, it's for the most part. Yeah. For the most part, it's women's. How can I say? Women becoming more aggressive about. I'm not gonna say being taken care of. But women being more aggressive about getting a man's time, attention, and resources. Shout out to CGA. Yeah, here we go. Okay, because for the most part, that and again, women are kind of able to, in terms of what women can do. Women really can take a lot of shit by force. All right, women like this through it's like societal norms and society in general. Women have so many advantages over you. Just like with marriage, I'm like, damn. I be thinking like, wow, you know what? I'm probably not going to get married. Like I'm like, damn. I'm glad I'm not married. Especially if you plan on being somebody like, yo, we gonna have to have a contract. We gonna, you know what I'm saying? Yo, am I paranoid? I'm hearing shit from outside. Yo, I'm over getting distracted. Sorry, y'all. Anywho, damn, lost train of thought. Anywho, so back to the whole sabotage thing, right? First of all, people don't realize how much energy women put into sabotaging. For the most part, it's something that women kind of, whether they sabotaging themselves, sabotaging the kids, but like women, like for example, like with my ex, I remember her telling me I've never been spoken to about what men like and what men want. I'm like, then how are you supposed to be how are you supposed to have a good marriage? Because the thing is, your mother and father have been in relationships in the same way they supposed to be teaching you how to have a good life, and first of all, not to make the same mistakes. They're supposed to also teach you about having a good relationship. And for the most part, the only advice women seem to give other women, especially in 2025, is advice on how to be a better manipulator, right? And that has and a lot of it has to do with the absence of spirituality. Because you have no spirituality, because you don't believe in nothing, it doesn't bother you to hurt people. You know what I'm saying? We got to really think about like what does that say about you if it doesn't bother you to hurt somebody, especially hurt someone you. Not only that, it's supposed to be someone you love. And that's one more thing I think about a lot more with relationships is the fact that when men, when decent men get into a relationship, if he's saying I love you and I'm with you, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that men never outgrow relationships. I'm not saying that men never want to get out of a relationship. But if he's with you and as long as you have not changed dramatically, if he's a healthy minded man, especially if you have a family, he's not he's not plotting an exit. Especially if y'all have small children. But it's like, yo, what's yo, guys like I think his name was Deontay Khan. Guys like the host that you just saw on that show, bro. Like, what are we fighting for? Because that kind of individual wants you to feel as though this group right here knows more than you, and the way they act towards you is justified. And another reason why people like that will make this argument is because the easiest way to problem solve is just to pass the buck to another man. Because when I do that, then I don't have to problem solve, okay? And also, I don't have to find the words to get through to you. And that for the most part is how people want to deal with women. They want, because they want to say, all right, well, you know what, bro? I don't know what happened, but you can do better. Because subconsciously, you also know that they're not going to change. Their response to all difficulties is yo, I'm not changing. And that's another reason why that podcast is going to do well. Excuse me, because it supports them not changing. Okay, not only that, and I think he's probably an intelligent guy, but you got to realize also too, black women and Western women have an obsession with controlling men. They have been taught from birth that you need to be doing all these things to put limits on how much power men have around you, so you can have more freedom to do what you want to do. And now that's how we're getting to a point where yo, there's going to be pretty much for the most part, women are going to become more and more homeless. I have not seen one video. Well, I mean, I've seen maybe a few, but I'm not seeing a bunch of guys going viral for van life. I'm sure some guys doing it. I'm sure some guys who have TikTok pages doing van life, but not like how not with no damn kids. All right, and usually that shit go left at some point. You understand? You heard me. So let me play some more of this clip. So again, this is one of those man on the street type interviews. Now I'm gonna let it play.
In the end, yeah.
Who you putting first, your son, your father, or your husband?
My son. I'm putting my son first. My father, then my husband.
My son.
And you see how like she laughed at the end, right? So just off the rip, right? That girl has no idea. Well, you know what? Nah. That represents what young women think a husband is. All right. They think the man, again, they think the man they have kids with, even the man they have kids with, start a life with, he's replaceable. He could always be swapped out. One of them is going to make an argument that, oh, well, no matter what, that's my son and that's my father. You know, your man could change. That's not what husband means. A part of feminist leadership, right, is basically the inability to have consistency and discipline and order. Women, there's a hard limit on how much order a woman can instill into her kids and inflict upon her kids, because that's doing the same shit every day can drive a woman crazy. Women have to switch it up. That's why they change their hair. They redecorate the crib. They move their bed around. They change the room around. I rarely ever hear men say, hey, I changed my room around today. Just saying, right? But again, it's part of female nature. It's not a terrible thing. It's where the creativity come from, okay? And this is why it's important to understand who women are and who men are, so we can work best together. But no matter what, if you are a woman, you will never prosper without the proper leadership of a man. If you're a man, you will never prosper under a woman's leadership. Because respect, honor, and dignity come from men. Those are male traits that women learn from men. Women do not naturally have dignity. They don't naturally have pride. They don't naturally. They may have this. They have desires and greed, avarice, and an intolerance for pressure. Hence, running from accountability. They're too emotional. They literally are too emotional to deal with accountability, because it makes. Again, for the men, to help you understand why, right? Think about a time when you really fucked up and the consequence was going to be dire, and it was so bad that you couldn't help but to lie. I would imagine that's how women feel. That's somewhat how women feel when they're in the face of some kind of pressure. All right, so just to help you understand, right? Because men have a hard time they have a hard time understanding that women are way different than you. They think way different, and you have to stop looking at things when it comes to who they are. Stop applying logic. Just look at it as, okay, well, I don't really understand how birds fly, but I know they fly. Have an idea, but I know they fly. I don't really need to know. Like, why do I need to know? Do you need to know? Do you need to know? You feel me? But we know what they do, right? So anywho, you gotta really consider what kind of relationships can a young man have with someone who already thinks that you're at the bottom and you're the last priority in their life. These are the good. Now these are young women. They're going to turn into the next generation of grown women and mothers. And this is what the young men have to choose from. So, come on, man. It's nasty work, man. Listen, we gotta leave the plantation. All right, man. We're gonna take a quick break, man. I'll be right back. I mean, you won't know that I'm going, but how about a little plug talk?
I don't even understand how the fuck my plug talk. Won't pick him up in his face.
Let my plug walk.
Skirt full of this new freak had to cut my other little bitch off. 50K, you could.
I'm back before you had a chance to miss me. Make sure the levels is good. Okay, so going back to who they talking about, right? When they talking about wanting y'all to be married, and you gotta really think about. First of all, I have to always lament over the fact that you really can't get a good, sturdy, reliable fat girl no more. In my era, no, I hate this fucking camera because this camera changes. It like zooms in and out, and I do not know what makes it zoom in and out. But anyway, you can't get like a sturdy fat girl that's gonna hold it down. She gonna pay some bills. She gonna have a better car, let you drive her car and shit. You know what I mean? Let you use some resources and shit. Give you head when you want. When I had my first experience of getting some top from a more of a plus size girl, and I'm not saying it had to be amazing, but it was nah, man. It just wasn't no. Was no Mojo Jojo. No Mojo Jojo at all. Hold on, turn the Bluetooth speaker on. And I was so disappointed. First of all, she told me to stand up. You don't make no grown man stand up to get top. And I knew that we're cooked, and that was the beginning of me saying, you know what? I think I'm cool on the big girls. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm cool because like it was crazy. Was like even in that interaction, right? That's when I was still thinking more like a woman, right? And with that girl, well, for one, like I always say, she did pre-approve me for the box. She did say you have a pre-approval. If you fulfill your contractual agreement for 2 more dates, you will in fact get the box. We actually, I think we went out one time that she took me out. That we hung out at the crib, and then the night after that. I'm saying I was supposed to, but couldn't get into it. You know what I mean? And it was just a mess. But anywho, so I wanted to play this because this is pretty much this. First of all, this has become like the average size for black women. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and just and not only that, her temperament, the low self-awareness, like her inability to understand what you're actually saying, and I don't know. It's almost like you question. Okay, there are 2 people in a relationship. No, forget it. We're not even going to go there. Let's start with this. A girl like that has probably never really had a boyfriend. When you hear women say like really, you're gonna see in a second, but basically her whole temperament is, I do what I want to do. I don't want any man telling me what to do. And for the most part, that's another reason why you can't date fat girls, because a fat girl is not gonna listen to you. Okay, like she don't care. She'll listen to her body whatsoever, or what's best for her. So she's definitely not gonna listen to you, and she's gonna be more afraid of discipline. All right, and that's another thing about the black community. Like I said before, feminine leadership. A part of feminine leadership is instability from lack of routine and discipline and order. It's really hard for your mother to do the same thing every single day and be on the same shit every single day, unless it's something that she maybe has a peeve about, or maybe something that affects her directly. Right? So it's really hard for women to really instill discipline in their kids. So as women are going to always want to change it up. All right? But what happens is the boys and girls adopt loser mindsets because they're not able to commit to the solution. So when they have problems in their future relationships, then their mind doesn't even go towards committing to the solution and trying to find, trying to find a middle ground. Their mind goes to quitting, basically making a change. Making a sudden change. Okay, because also again, when it's just you and your mother, you experience sudden changes. But let me go ahead and play this video real quick, and then we're gonna get into another part of the conversation.
And I'm so sorry.
If you was in a long-term relationship with a man, would you want him to take full control over the health and wellness in that relationship?
No.
No?
Why is he telling me what to do?
What if he knows a lot more about fitness and health?
He doesn't.
No?
I'm not listening to a man. I'm so sorry.
Why not?
Because why is he not listening to me?
Let's just say if you was in a relationship with me and I wanted to get you in better fitness, would you listen to me?
How much money does your company make a year? Like, I think that's the question. Like, if I'm listening to you, like, the paycheck needs to match.
This is someone that no one wants to sleep with. All right, you understand when it comes to level of attraction, right? For like the average guy would never see this girl. Hold on, I'm sorry. Let's put it back on the screen. Would never see a woman like this and say, "Hey, I really want to get to know her." So in this conversation, first of all, and this is something that's like really disturbing, is when someone can say a series of really unintelligent things. So the first of all, she answers his question with a question, which is rude, and she says, well, for one, he's basically asking her, would you be open to not having such a big back? Would you be open to losing a few pounds? Which is always a conversation when guys meet plus size girls. Like, real talk, that's another reason why I'm good. Because again, back in the day, if you met a girl like this, don't get me wrong, women like this are very, very easy. Because in her mind, and here's the thing, with women are heavily motivated by like manipulation, right? So what she's doing, this is a thing that women who aren't very attractive, this thing that ugly girls do and fat girls do. They give you signals of confidence where they make like broad statements, strong statements. You know what I mean? They come with strong opinions. They they challenge you on any point. It's just a lot of women do this shit where when they want to interact with you, they find ways to challenge you. All right, but what you also see in that conversation is that she is not well versed in having pleasurable or enjoyable conversations with men. A lot of modern women, you do not understand the art of actually talking to a man and what's an enjoyable conversation for a man. But men, for the most part, you cannot get you'll never get no booty if you don't know what's a fun, or you don't know how to flirt, if you don't know how to kick it, you don't know how to hang around. You know what I mean? If you don't know these things, So but overall, I'm sorry, something else I wanted to say. The resistance to change and what that means. Like for myself, there's a huge change I need to make, which is late night eating. And I've been fighting myself for years, but I realized, I gotta just take it one step at a time. Just try to do better with not eating and laying right down. That's been my challenge my entire life, right? I've made almost every other change, and I also know I need to change back, to being more strict on junk food, period. You know what I'm saying? Because it's ruined all the progress I make. You know what I'm saying? And I bring this up because of the challenges I've seen that I've had with making a change, and with a lot of people. I was having a conversation. I was telling somebody, I said, you want to lose that weight? You need to just walk home. Like, you live about a mile or two from here, you need to walk home. Because, if they did that, right? Let's say they just walked halfway. That's way more walking than you would normally even do. But that person will reach their goals. You'll tell someone what they can do to reach their goals, and they won't do it. They rather put more energy into basically trying to manipulate you into thinking it's okay for them to not improve. And you'll always experience that with bigger women. And unfortunately, this is like, again, the size she's at is pretty much, she's not that much bigger than what the average size is for like a majority of black women. You know what I mean? And not only that, what's bad? If you look at the comment section, even the people in the comment section are like, she seems intolerable. But going back to the whole manipulation tactic, right? What she's doing is it's just something that Crimp Secure points out. Women who buy into a feminist mindset buy into the idea that women are inferior to men rather than seeing them as different from men. So because they think women are inferior, they try to imitate men. So what women will do is try to appear very, very confident. Why? Because confidence is attractive to them. Not that confidence is not attractive to men, but men like a woman that have a certain a level of innocence and charm and just cooperation. Basically, being able to just kick it with a nigga for a long period of time, and also be active, help out, engage, shit like that, right? But anyway, hold on, let me play a little more. I'm sorry, I mean lose my train of thought, but I'm gonna play a little more, and then we're gonna move on. Some Drake shit.
The advice you're giving me. So like a Fortune 500 company, okay, I'll listen because I'm getting paid to listen at that point.
Okay, so what if you had type 2 diabetes and I wanted to help you reverse that? Would you listen to me then?
Well, you can't reverse type 2 diabetes, unfortunately.
Why do you say that?
Well, you can ease the symptoms with lifestyle changes, but like you can't really get rid of it 100%. We don't even really know what causes diabetes, medically speaking.
Most of type 2 diabetes come from being overweight to obese and having an excess of visceral
if you're trying,
fat.
okay, yes, you're trying to get your woman in shape, but like, where are those standards coming from?
Those standards are coming from the man having higher standards in health and wellness than you do. So if he's able,
with that man, I'm so sorry.
If he's able to communicate,
man, you wouldn't be with no man. And again, that's not a unicorn. That person's not playing. They're not. She's not drunk or nothing like that. She's probably a little bit drunk, but she's dead ass. Let me tell you something. That woman got bodies. Okay. Yeah. Also, you heard the voice, right? When women be having them kind of voices, that mean that they have tried the white boy card. They've gotten on the white boy train a lot. All right. They listen. She's gotten some nasty stuff. She's definitely been showered. She's definitely got some baby oil treatment. Okay. Almost all plus size black girls have at least one white. Well, all black women have a white boy experience for the most part. A lot of y'all do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of black men are not made privy to the fact that a lot of sisters, they try it. They try to be Mrs. Cartwright, and for the most part, but they don't phrase it as I wasn't able to get like a good Brad. Usually, one of the reasons why they not with that Brad is because either he didn't want her or that nigga was so crazy. I remember this girl that I used to knock down. I remember her telling me the story. Now again, she is a little crazy, so I don't know how much she lied about. But basically, she moved down south, had babies with this big white man, and this nigga was just. I mean, according to her, she didn't really get no contact. She just made it seem like as soon as he saw her, he just was on her like the Incredible Hulk, like Hulk smash, like I don't think she gave me much of a story. She just said this nigga was in there just putting his hands on her a lot, and she had to escape and run away. And I don't know, man. Like now that I'm older, I'm thinking like, you know what? What if that's like one of those fake stories? You know what I'm saying that the women tell? Because for the most part, y'all all seem to have those toxic women. Always have this. I had to escape an abusive white man story. I'm sorry, an abusive man story. But I know two different black women who had mixed race kids who was with white men who were so violent according to them that they had to run away from them. Because they were so violent. You understand? So anyway, so further in the conversation about the plantation, we are not going. We will not go. We will not go. Let me make sure I got my sound bites right. Hold on, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Cause I'm making sure that we staying active. You feel me?
Someone needs a place to stay for the holidays. Hey, if you need an oil change, come holler.
All right, man. So yeah, man. So that shit is crazy. And like, look, believe it or not, I've had those exact experiences with big girls because the issue of the weight always comes up. And for you big girls out there, if you watching, if first of all, if you get a man, you should understand I need to lose some damn weight. It is one of the most aggressive and egregious things for a fat girl looking you in your face and get annoyed or upset at the idea if you want her to lose a few pounds. But men, for the most part, know that, excuse me, if I don't try to get better, if I don't elevate, if I don't become better, it's going to be a problem. He knows that, if he don't drive, shit, at some point, you better figure that shit out. Like, most men who are in relationships, if he's not driving, it might be for a reason, but most of the time, he going to want to get in the car. Of fucking good. You have to get a car when you're in a relationship. I can't be taking the bus everywhere. That's a little different now because now you got Uber. So you can Uber pimp everywhere. Okay. But anywho, so I and for the most part, the girl that you just heard, she's the exact archetype, or avatar for like the plus size millennial woman who doesn't realize, and this is from again, female leadership. Because under female leadership, this girl doesn't realize that you are pretentious, you are hard to even listen to. You're not that attractive. Like, look, also you don't have options. She basically said, if a man wanted me to lose some weight, I just wouldn't be with him. We're already not with a man. You know what would be killing me is the fact that it's not that you can't meet a man when you're older, but at the end of the day, the delusion that women have with how long you have to date is crazy. Because you have to understand, for the men who can get, okay, let's say you 39. For the men who can still get women who are 30, he's going to be more attracted to a woman who's even when that's 30 because she's 9 years younger than you. You know what I'm saying? If the same guy who can get a woman that's, again, when you got your shit together, you can get them younger. I'm not saying she got to be 21, 22, but I'm just saying, but in general. So but my point is, you are competing with them. They also want men. Okay, if you're 39, the girl who's 22, again, not the girl that's mid. Girls who are mid who don't get approached by many men, and don't even. It's a good chance she has bodies on her of guys with no cars. Okay, and dirty sneakers. It's a good chance her bodies include new dudes with no cars. So yes, no, not her. But cute girls and very attractive women, they're gonna go more for older guys because at least they know, yo, he gonna have a car, he gonna have his own spot. You know what I'm saying? He got a future, he got his ish together. We can go on dates. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? He can throw me a few dollars here and there. These are all things that are possible with a guys around your age. So thinking that you have forever, it's like, yo, it's fucking crazy. But anyway, but going back to that girl's archetype, you know, yeah, so. She's like the ultimate culmination, the ultimate product, all right, of being being raised under the gynocracy. You know what I'm saying? Like what's crazy is like she's on the Lizzo spectrum. Like, so, cause for her, she rather do this character here than take care of herself. But at the end of the day, you can tell by just looking at Lizzo. Let me see. Is this video right here? It's a video of Lizzo, and it says first of all, she wanted to change her name. All right, but there's a video of SZA and Lizzo. I'm sorry, Lizzo and SZA in the video. SZA and Lizzo in the studio, and like you can tell this girl is really, she feel way better about herself. First of all, she's a whole different person. And now people used to try to say, "Oh, Lizzo's pretty in the face." Now we can see if she cute in the face. Now we can see it. You know what I'm saying? When women start doing this shit, now let me tell you something right now. Any guys out there, you stay clear of this girl right here. You'll almost never have a good relationship with someone who lost man weight. Unless it was a long time ago, maybe. Because it does something to that girl's self-esteem, right? You gotta realize, and while she's fat, if she's having sexual experiences, right, she's having a lot of basically a lot of like just negative experiences. Because again, women who are bigger wind up with more bottom of the barrel men, which leads usually to worse experiences. And then so what happens is, you know, they're carrying that to their next relationship, and not only that, when they lose that weight, they're not used to the attention, all right, and then they misunderstand where they are, right? Because by that point, a lot of times they're older, sometimes, right? But psychologically, she has to adjust to being a smaller girl and also knowing what to do with it. And what mostly happen is she'll feel as though she wants to spend time, you know, more time in the street. You got to realize that because of social media, you know what I mean, and feminism kind of backing it up, and what you see on movies and TV shows, right? Women again have become addicted to freedom to the point where they want escalating levels, more freedom and more freedom and more freedom. Like, all right, I don't want to have to be married. Now I'm a single mother. All right, well, I don't want to just just get married and have one person I sleep with. I want to have multiple partners. Now we have a bunch of STDs everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, it's pretty much led to the fucking like collapse of society. Like a community can't be safe if every household doesn't have a man in it. Having a man in every household is what makes a building, a block, safe. It's a much safer place. Sorry, y'all. All right, we on. Nah, so like, just trying to ignore the whole fact that if it wasn't for Kanye, yo, you wouldn't have no career as a solo artist. Period. There wouldn't be no one talking about no goddamn Pusha T. That's a fact, my nigga. Okay, because I was there. Those first records were awkward. They wasn't really records. Cause you're not really a song artist. You're not a nigga that makes records. Some niggas are good one verse niggas. You are a one verse nigga. You are not a carry the whole song nigga. You nigga, I'm gonna keep making this point. I like Pusha T and I do like the clips, but you're not on the same level as Drake. Only reason why this goes on is because this is black culture. And in black culture, we will always allow someone who is at the top of their game, someone who was elevated, right? We will always try to put a nigga at the bottom on the same level. And a part of that shit is feminine leadership. The reason why your mind can get there is because, again, under feminine leadership, you also adopt a mindset of manipulation and also avoiding discomfort, avoiding hard work, and avoiding sacrifice. Women tend to want to go about things the easier way. So you got to realize, again, under feminist principles and leftist principles, basically things should just be given to you. They should be guaranteed. You have a right to. I remember years ago, this crazy girl I used to follow, that big booty. I remember her having a post that said something about wanting to help the homeless in California and housing is a human right. Housing has never been a human right. Something that you have to pay for cannot be a right. But what she's saying is that basically the government or someone should do something about these people being homeless. Don't get me wrong, they kind of do have to, because it just brings down the quality of life in that town or city or wherever. Not only that, crime goes up and it's just a less safe area. But anywho, I'm sorry. I know I went off a little bit of a tangent, but let's go ahead and let them talk for a little bit.
Outside of music, we're nothing.
You and Kanye.
Yeah, we can't be anything outside of music. Like, music is where we clicked.
Mm-hmm.
That is such a pretentious thing to say. Like, that was so unnecessary. Outside of music, we're nothing. These men did not actually. As a matter of fact, these men are sitting here in amazement at how much of a fucking snake you are. This guy, my man right here is impressed. Like, wow, like he is willing to shit on everyone.
Outside of that, his principles, his morals, his mindset, we don't see eye to eye hardly ever.
Sure.
Ever. And we never have. I've said it a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
We don't.
I saw you smiling, Malice, a little bit.
Because you're on the. I seen him out there. You know what I'm saying? I know what's going on with him. I watch him. I watch him close. I watch him like my mom would watch him, and to know what's going on. And my brother we come from just loyalty to a fault. If you're my friend, you're my friend. You know what I'm saying? And I just seen him in the mix of people who I don't think reciprocated. I'm talking about, through his career. You know what I'm saying? It's like, to me, he just looked like a lone wolf out there. You know what I'm saying? But, still holding up his principles and his ethics and standing on business the way he stands on business.
Were you wanting to call him?
I cannot with these niggas, man. So, all right, first of all, let's go ahead and point out the obvious, right? Black people, please pay attention to when niggas have a critique about somebody, right? And they say, they say morals and ethics and principles. They didn't give an anecdote. They didn't give a story or any kind of example on what their principles are. They didn't establish any kind of stance. What they kind of did was, again, this is a way in which men can be feminine. What he just did is what women do to support one another. So when they see one of them bullshitting or lying or getting caught up in whatnot, what they'll do is step in and try to pretty much help their lie. You know what I'm saying? And support the lie, or just try to jump in and and it kind of interrupt and give the other one some time to think of a comeback. Women will do that shit for one another. If you have the conversation where you talk about women and stuff like that, what other women will jump in, uninvited, and try to help her win the conversation, or help her with talk. And it really don't be it don't be no good points. It's mostly like, hey, you can't say that. And again, that's why you hate. That's why y'all don't respect men now, because again, we have a whole generation of men who really are afraid of women, who really be listening when women say, "Don't do this, don't do that." Bro, you cannot be the king of your household. You cannot be the head of the household if you don't know what to do. You have to know what's wrong and right. She can't tell you that. Your woman cannot guide you to victory, which is why you don't listen to her. But trust me, like, yo, they sitting here, and this is another reason why people don't respect black men. You see, not now again, these are supposed to be thorough dudes from the hood. All right, and because to you niggas, these is the most honorable, the so-called believable niggas. All right, and when given the mic, he don't want to have a conversation about why he's excited about the album and the journey to making this album and whatnot. He wants to make it about shitting on someone who made it possible for you to have any kind of relevance going into the 2010s. Those features on them Kanye albums and them Kanye tracks really revived your career. And it's crazy hearing his, again, no accountability. Hearing his brother say he was a lone wolf. Nigga, you abandoned him to go do Christian rap. Which is the weirdest thing ever. Very weird. Sorry. Just, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying?
Bullshit. I thought it was a bullshit performance.
You know what I'm saying?
Come back and say you don't have to be the lone wolf.
No, listen. Nah, it's good to be the lone wolf sometimes.
It is good
to be the lone wolf sometimes. Yeah,
everybody knows.
Yeah, it's no
they
sympathy.
can see it.
Yeah. That's how you move out here in this world. You know what I'm saying? If you're a man, that's how you.
If
move.
you're a man,
listen. If
you're a man.
If you're a man.
Only if you're a man, though. Because if you ain't a man,
you in trouble.
You can't move like this.
Them niggas done sat out there and said absolutely nothing. You know why? When you gotta realize, when you Negroes put these kind of people on a pedestal, what you do is you send a signal to them that I'm doing everything perfect and I do not need to be trying to up my game and do better as an artist. Or there's no more ground for me to cover. Because this nigga Pusha carries on as if like you don't have no number ones, bro. Your voice has never gotten eyes and attention on other people. All right, y'all have never been a big draw. Oh, excuse me. Y'all are really a step above an underground act, because again, it was always a novelty act because it was basically these dudes who did like street poetry over these amazing Neptunes tracks. It was those kind of bars over those kind of beats that made y'all what it was. And again, I like Pusha T. I like No Mouse. I like the clips and everything. But you're not on the same level. You're not on the same level as Kanye. Matter of fact, you only got a catalog because of Kanye. And again, when a nigga needs the best producers in the world to win, you're probably not that good at music. So people in my comment section wanted to speak on the fact, people talking about Kanye's loyalty. Fam, nothing changed the fact that he put him on those records. This selective reasoning, this selective whatever you want to call it, but this picking and choosing, and this is what goes on with black people, where we do this shit in order to make a point. We will pick and choose. We will ignore important points. Like, for example, people be saying shit like Drake's a culture vulture, has never done anything for hip hop. Nigga, he helped everyone you hear. Everyone who's relevant today, he helped them. Okay, like bro, like he got so many niggas. He literally started Young Money. Young Money wasn't Young Money until Drake came around. When it was Drake, Wayne, and Nicki, that's Young Money. That's you. I mean, you heard of Young Money. I heard the name before, but it wasn't something to fuck with until Drake was there. Because that's when they was able to get them joints. Okay, back then, and even now, even still now, everything Drake touched to go. Everything Drake touched turned to gold. You feel me? But anywho, yeah, I had to speak on this shit, man, because I was just seeing all these posts, man. Let me see something real quick. Let me see if I So a few people also wanted to comment on this verse from Whips and Chains, right? So obviously the whole point was how can we say the whole point of them wanting to have that feature was for them to capitalize off of the all-out attack that the industry was putting on Drake. All right, they basically wanted to be a part of that. I mean, so that wound up not happening, and now that the album is coming out, this song has leaked. So they took down the Breakfast Club talking about it and whatnot, but basically there's a people have been playing this clip from the fashion show where they played the record at, and these are just a few reactions, man. Somebody wrote, "Y'all are really gassing that new Kendrick verse, huh? I thought he dropped something crazy the way that app was talking. Just to hear that man drop a whole gen scheme that was generic. I'm tired of hearing GOAT pen talk when Cole's throwaways always wash this stuff." Someone also said, "Kendrick sold out, but y'all won't admit that." Somebody else wrote, "He's one of the top guys in the game, but he's always getting gassed so hard from genuinely some of the most average bars. The new verse is not crazy. People just overhype him constantly. Drake, Cole, and then Kendrick." Somebody also wrote, and I feel this way the same way too. "I used to enjoy his music. Now it's all just for the industry. He's washed. The old Kendrick is gone." You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's damn Kendrick. You understand? So I keep saying this, bro. I like Kendrick when he rap his heart out. I don't like Kendrick trying to make records. GNX is an album when he's trying to make records, and again, it's not whack in terms of it's unlistenable, but it's like, I've never put you in context of the greatest, right? Honestly, I've never had him in that context. But it's like, when people start trying to tell me that you're the GOAT, now I have to start critiquing you like a GOAT. And I'm like, you know what? This is corny. Like everything about everything you've been doing is corny. All right. So this is a 2-minute video, man. I want to play this real quick.
You show the F out. We got one from Nikisha. Kendrick set the bar so high now. Like if you can rap, okay, that's cool. But at this point, you show the F out for real to get the respect as a rapper MC. No more lazy raps. And I agree with that. And I think, we've been talking quite a bit about a shift that has been taking place. And, the way people are talking online for a lot of fans are very upset. They feel like Kendrick's ruined hip hop. And I believe that's probably a certain type of fan, a fan of artists who aren't necessarily this layered or this deep or this lyrical or this whatever, this competitive in how they approach each track. Perhaps that's what it is. But there's a lot of things that just don't seem to be hitting the same way. Young Thug, he's searching right now. For him to have an album dropping right now or coming soon, UI Scuddy, first project since he's been back outside. Money over money, I think it's called, with him and Future. It was on the charts for 2 weeks. We covered that in the chart report. Just fizzled away. I don't see the energy around Thug. I just don't. For example, You know, I heard a song today I love. I love the song with JID, Jid, and Offset. That new joint is tough. But there's a lot of things that just don't seem to be hitting the same way. And so we'll have to see what happens as more releases come out in the near future. But this is a point in time where not a lot of really great rap is standing out. And things that really performed well aren't performing the same. I mean, even look at Drake's Tu Maza. You know, is that song came and went as like a blip, almost like it was a leaked track. They made a whole video for that. I'm not seeing that anywhere. Let me know if you guys are listening to Maza, because I'm not seeing it. And so perhaps that's what it is. Perhaps this is now a new lyricist era. And maybe
And I don't want to speak on people's looks and stuff like that. But there was a
now it's time to really come with some raps, have some things to say. You know, we're at war right now. And now is not the time to not be taking things seriously. We'll see, but I agree with this tweet. 1 second.
So that's what I'm talking about. So for the most part, people talk about Kendrick in a certain kind of way because they want him to represent consciousness, because it's mostly because it's a lazy way of being smart. It's a lazy way of being conscious and woke and righteous, or whatever you want to call it. It's a lazy way of doing so. Because like, well, if I'm listening to Kendrick, then you know that's like reading a book, nigga. No, it's not. And all these things are myths, and like it's like these are things you want to believe about him. It's like a whole religion. First of all, what does deep mean? What does layered mean? Like, he doesn't not have layered raps. Layered means that when you say shit, it's multiple meanings. Kendrick has never been a metaphor rapper ever, which is really extremely important for a battle. It's one of the main, especially now. Okay, he's never been good at metaphors. He does not use metaphors. He just doesn't. He doesn't do double entendres almost ever, which was another thing I thought was weird. Also, he doesn't really rap direct. His rap is his style is an abstract style that works for him. Okay, he's mostly very good at the construction, basically the composition of his verses. He's not. No, listen, I'm a battle rapper, bro. All right, I'm one of the nicest niggas in the world. I have mad battles in my belt. I've won mad battles, and the niggas I've been around. He's not layered. He's not layered. You're not. No. First of all that bullshit you talking about, that's not what music is. Hip hop is not. It's not about how confusing I can be, or making myself hard to understand. I keep pointing this out, and the same thing goes for Pusha T. Only in hip hop do we do this shit where we create a whole space where we give a bunch of how can I say? Validity. I can't say that word. Validity. You know what I'm saying? To people who, where let's say if it's rock and roll, right? Their rock and roll equivalent, is rock and roll still a thing? The rock and roll equivalent could not be mentioned in the same sentence as someone who's at the very, very top of that genre. But in hip hop, we love to do that. We love to, because again, Kendrick is someone that, you don't have joints. Because your songs aren't that good, they have to put you in the category of you're layered, you're intricate, you're this, you're that. No, that's code for it. These songs aren't really good. Complex and intricate does not automatically mean lyrical. Also, there's also a thing such as being lyrical for the sake of being lyrical. Lyrical means that, again, you use many literary devices, you use a lot of metaphors, double entendres, similes, and stuff like that. These are little tricks that people use that make people feel as though, they're lyrical. You know what I mean? Because they're putting that extra work into it. The imagery in your rap, stuff like that. Kendrick is mostly good. Y'all hear this nigga do cadences. But I realize again, it's because you want a savior. A lot of you niggas want a savior and you want a daddy. And it's time to leave the plantation. If you still listening to Kendrick Lamar, my nigga, you are still on the goddamn plantation. If you were even with what old boys just said right there, and that's why niggas didn't get better. Okay? It's music. The songs have to be good first. Because y'all don't care about lyrical hip hop, man. If that was the case, niggas who sound like Talib Kweli will be way bigger artists. Stop lying. Y'all never wanted that. Again, a lot of this shit starts from the thoughts and opinions of a loser. It does not matter if you agree with someone or not. If you listen to someone's opinion and thoughts and shit like that, they're going to influence you. Even if it's a small influence, they're going to influence you. Okay? And like I said before, it's my theory that the whole you're not up on this, this shit that people do with Kendrick, where it's like, no, you just don't get it. What the fuck? Like, why do I have to get it? Like, could you imagine going somewhere to eat and you don't enjoy the food, and then someone's trying to tell you that, oh nah, you just don't understand the food. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you just don't get it. Listen, my nigga. All right, let's see what else we got, man. Oh yeah, all right. So there was also a post above this shit. Where the girl says Kendrick didn't ruin hip hop. He woke it the fuck up and reminded us of its roots. That bitch was in another coma. He didn't kill the vibe first, melody focused, social media friendly rap version of hip hop y'all got accustomed to for the last decade. You can still enjoy melodies and vibes, but bars and storytellings will always be a part of the DNA. He revived hip hop's competitive lyrical roots by returning rap to its technical excellence. He made people actually listen again and not just casually vibe. He reasserted the value of the pen and made bars matter again in an era where these niggas rarely wrote full verses. Spelled verses wrong. Hip hop is a sport. Competition and diss tracks used to be a core part of the culture. Now everybody's soft, scared to rap, avoiding beef to protect brand deals or social media images. Fuck that. I'm glad he woke it up, and a lot of these niggas mad they faves were exposed and can't compete. Fuck the algorithm driven background music while I scroll shit all the time. We need this rebalance. And you know what's crazy, man? How people can be so uninformed, yo. Oh, my bad, yo. I'm sorry. I didn't see what I was looking at. It's a Twitter post, right? But I just read it, right? So it's crazy how people can be so misinformed. First of all, that man is in a whole. The part of the lawsuit is that payola was used to boost that record. It wasn't just First of all, Kendrick has never come out and show any sportsmanship about the whole thing, which says a lot. It wasn't sportsmanship between him and Drake. It was personal between him and Drake, but it was a whole agenda. The lawsuit is going on because Drake is their biggest draw at UMG. And rather than renegotiating his deal and giving him the money for the new deal, they use that money to basically try to blackball and destroy his image. All right, and stop him from making future plans. First of all, Drake is the one waking shit up because Drake is the one actually standing up to the record label. This is the era in which you same motherfuckers actually are showing support to the record label, who is run by the people you say you hate, right? No, what's really damaged hip hop, and I'm gonna keep saying it. When y'all put the spotlight and y'all praise niggas who don't have good songs, which is why he gotta half of his discography you can't listen to it, cause they're not good records. From the very beginning, Kendrick was getting away with doing shit that other people can't do. It's not because it was so good. It was just because it's Kendrick. We did the same thing with Nas. Nas could never fuck with Hov. Never. They never had better verses. You never had better songs, better albums. You could never fuck with Hov. Hov was always a way better rapper. But because for one, again, that feminist mindset, that feminine leadership, the way you deal with competition. So women put a lot of energy into eliminating competition or avoiding having to go through the trouble of competing. And again, if you're around your mother and she has this kind of mindset, because feminism drives that behavior up to the max. So if you observe that, what it makes you is the kind of man who always wants to avoid Avoid going about things the hard way and not giving credit to people who are doing more than you, because men know when they see someone doing more than them, it triggers a feeling in them that lets them know I have to do better. Okay. Okay. But this whole her because her stand again. This is how a lot of black people make arguments. They make arguments completely based off of what they want it to be. So basically, their point, the point of the gentleman you heard, and her point is that he bought the substance back, he bought the essence back, this and that, and completely ignoring the fact that, fam, he was used as a pawn to blackball someone, and not only that, you saw his label basically pay for all these looks. Who gets a bunch of Grammys and the Super Bowl in 1 year? First of all, who the fuck thinks to put Kendrick in the Super Bowl? Not only that, Kendrick did the Super Bowl and didn't do it. He didn't do any of his hits. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, y'all let him do Not Like Us. It's almost like you want to be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And like, yo, man, that shit is crazy. But anywho. So we're talking about leaving the plantation. All right. We talking about more of y'all being free thinking. Shout out to Minister Jap. Free thinking black men, free thinking men in general. If you're not black, it's okay. You can still watch the channel. Right? But in this video, we see Drake coming out with Morgan Wallen. Right? And we talked about this already, but again, narratives. People are living their own reality, and they're getting caught up in what they want to believe about people. So people actually said, yeah, this makes sense. Why does Drake think he should do this right now? I'm saying, he's a known racist. He calls black people the N-word with the hard R. And what they're referencing is a video from years ago where he's drunk on someone's ring cam and he calls another white guy the N-word. You Negroes are online for the sake of showing your hate. And again, the reason why I bring these things up too is because this is a common behavior. It's a low vibrational behavior that goes on between you bitch ass niggas and in a community where you get caught up in trying to win an argument, trying to have a gotcha moment, or trying to embarrass someone, or trying to hurt someone to the point where you sound foolish or you look foolish. And that's what's been going on this whole beef. And this is for the winners out there. This is for the people out there who want to be great. Because that's another reason why I talk about this shit. If you a go-getter, that's what's in store for you. All these people this man helped. Portia the Shannon made a good point about this nigga is so lit and so powerful that all he did was walk next to someone else, and it went viral. So right now he's walking out Morgan Wallen. Morgan Wallen is a huge country star. You know what I'm saying? And he's walking him out to the stage and everything. So this whole thing went viral. It was a nice little walkout and shit. And yeah, but as far as Drake goes, first of all, I wanted to make this point to black people. The reason why y'all think y'all can make that argument because it's based off that plantation thinking, which is you are only allowed to think one way. If you want to be around us and be in our community, you have to think one way, right? Not only that, especially when it comes to light-skinned niggas, especially in hip-hop, light-skinned niggas and mulatto niggas is always trying to be accepted. One of the reasons why Kendrick even made that point is because he knows that his baby mother has those issues. He figured, well, Drake's mulatto too, so he has the same issues. So I'm gonna basically the things I would say about her, I'm gonna say it about him. Because ironically, with Not Like Us, all the points you're making, those all apply to your baby mother, whom you never married. We're in 2025. One thing that niggas ain't mentioning yet is Kendrick, even after that, still didn't marry his child's mother. But this is leaving the plantation. What you Negroes want, you want him to do how y'all do, where y'all let the community and let women talk to you any old kind of way, treat you any old kind of way, and you just keep on producing or you just keep staying by. What Drake is doing is saying, all right, well, listen. For one, I don't care what you think. All right, y'all about to hear a really different Drake now. Drake don't give a f about what I think no more. Period. He in a whole different phase of life. You understand? He in a whole different era, and also, yo, he's half white. He embracing his white side, but he also is leaving the plantation. He is saying, yo, I think he's finally come to the conclusion of, oh, is that how y'all feel about me? Fuck y'all niggas then. You understand? And also, let me also address old boy who mentioned Tumaza. Tumaza is a record that literally dropped last week. And again, I don't want to call nobody ugly or nothing like that, but I have to keep pointing out the kind of people who want to make the argument about Kendrick being the champion for substance and the real hip hop. It's just music, man. It's just music. I don't know why, but unattractive men and men who men that that don't get bitches, or women that because real talk, it might sound mean, it might sound immature, but really Drake's music is for guys who think that they're him, and guys who get women. If you don't have motion, no. You know what I'm saying? If you don't think of yourself as an attractive guy, no. You don't think of yourself as popping, as going places. Because what it really is that, yo, if you have no motion, it's hard to like Drake. And that was always the issue, was that because Drake was always moving forward. Like I'm listening to this track called "Glorious" on the last album and whatnot. I'm like, damn, it's interesting. He's doing like this drill, this London drill flow that he uses from time to time. I'm like, damn, that's really ill. How like, yo, like he can rap in a whole different genre of rap and gets like no credit for like Drake really got like London drill raps that he been writing for like mad long. You know what I'm saying? He got reggae flows, he got R&B flows, like, you know what I mean, just all this different shit. But the reason why this shit is relevant is because it's music. The point of music is sounding good. First, that's what made someone. You know what I'm saying? That's what made shit pop. You understand? So shout out to Drake for leaving the plantation, man. I want to play this video real quick about how people
they got Pusha T paid 7. So I see a post that says Hip Hop Avengers. It's simple.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We got the Clips, we got Kendrick, we got Nas, we got Hove, we got Pharrell.
For that,
and it made me wonder, like, all right, if this is somebody's perception of Hip Hop Avengers, meaning that I guess the essence of hip hop has to be avenged, that would mean to me that, yeah, the boy was really Thanos.
Huh?
And if they are still clicking up, I mean, I think Nas is on the album, Kendrick is on the album, they on the Clips album, Pharrell's producing it. All that talk about they got Pusha T paid 7 figures to get off of Def Jam. They're on Rock Nation now because of the verse and yeah, whatever. All that. I was just more so thinking about it, like, what are they avenging hip hop? Like, from? Like, are we talking about business practices? Are we talking about tradition? What are we actually talking about? Because I always see people run with the narrative that, like, oh, we'll be getting back to real rap. Who's not rapping?
Exactly.
If J. Cole has been giving fire verses for at least 3 years now, Drake plays in between the R&B realm and the pop realm and the rap realm, but to me that's more so just his ability and his talent and shit. But when he do rap, he raps. Who are we talking about? Future, Young Thug, Lil Baby? Like, who don't rap? Like, who's playing with it? Like, who are we talking about that's playing with hip hop that they are going against?
What they talking about is the niggas who niggas who don't make the best music. Hov is not putting no music out. Nas, I don't know. Maybe Nas might put some more shit out. I don't even know why. I don't know why they make this meme. I'm like, when did Pharrell say he put out new music? I'm sorry, no, I think Pharrell got a joint with Rick Ross. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's something I don't know. But all right, man, we at the 2 hour mark coming up, man. Your boy is tired, man. So again, bro, it's time to leave the plantation. All right, we gotta stop excusing certain behavior, man. Like I said before, trying to be consistent, man. Giving y'all these shows, and I'll be back tomorrow, man. Love y'all. Peace.